Here we go. We're recording HASSDISCUSSES with Dan. Dan who?
Dan Eden.
Dan Eden. The Garden of Eden. Okay. I don't know. I just like this is a word association.
Sure.
So, An Intervention. It's a film. It's your
Mm.
third film. So, educate me on your other films that you've done before this. I got an early screener of this. Hold on. I got an early screener of this, and damn, bro. It's like I know a lot of people who like The Office and Parks and Recreation and all that shit, and they'll be like, they'll love this.
Oh,
The audience is like set in stone, you know, and I feel like
awesome.
that's your intention. Tell me about your other movies. I know nothing.
Sure, sure. Before that, I did a film. Let's go back to 2018, even though
Ooh,
I shot it in 2016. Film called Villain. Found footage, no budget. Shot on like a Canon Mark 5D,
DSLR.
and yeah, definitely. And we went to the Chicago Comic Con, the C2E2, because we have two of them, Wizard World and the C2E2. I prefer that one. And we thought we'd make kind of like a horror movie, kind of like a Halloween type, like when the babysitters walk through Haddonfield in the suburbs in the first half of the movie. But what if it was at a comic convention kind of deal?
Oh shit.
And Michael Myers had a camera, so we got to see
Oh,
his perspective, and that was the impetus. And it was I don't think I marketed it nearly. I didn't go nearly as hard as I did with that one as I am this one. So I kind of blame myself for people not seeing it, but it is on YouTube in its entirety, and it also infringes on a lot of copyrights like DC, Marvel imagery. I mean, the bad
okay.
guy wears a Court of Owls mask from Batman,
Bro, you
so
read that part of Batman,
yeah, Scott
bro?
Snyder, yeah,
That's my theory with the new Batman movie is that it's gonna be like full on
I love it.
Court of
Yeah,
Owls, like behind, and they're not showing it in the trailers, and that's why like it's
like the
so fucking
Riddler might be a
mysterious.
pawn or
Yes,
something.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
I
the
love it.
Riddler, I feel
Yeah.
like with most of the popular Riddler, I mean popular
Mm-hmm.
Batman villains, is they're always like the gateway into something larger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the besides like Joker and then like Bane is really part of the whole League of Shadows crew or whatever. You know what I mean? There's always some
Mm-hmm.
connection with like Ra's al
Yeah.
Ghul or some shit.
Guy behind the guy kind of deal. Yeah.
That's the curtains. You know what I mean? The curtains if is a way. I feel like what I'm hearing though is you like that fucking gorilla style. Like we're just like
Absolutely.
you're not trying to be like Nolan. Like you're just trying to you want to have a more like raw
Oh
run
God.
and gun safety.
Who wouldn't love to be Nolan? But yeah, Safdie. Ooh, that's a great reference, and that's a high compliment. If I were to ever get any comparison, because Uncut Gems is, I mean, who didn't love that movie, right?
Bro, I was out of all the movies from 2019, that's the movie I rewatched the most. I've seen it
Yeah.
probably 30 times. Like
I
I
think.
bought it before it was even put on Netflix, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Before it was either that or Joker is probably my favorite of last year, certainly. Yeah.
The Lighthouse too.
I didn't see that yet. Is it good?
If you've read up on like old 20s pulp horror,
Can't say I have, but
it's just old stories where like I don't know, like Lovecraftian, real old, like old school. Everybody has an accent and like some weird like
right. I know
north.
I like The Witch, but that's going back a little bit before that.
But that's what he's good at. Is he's good at period pieces,
Hmm.
but like makes it so like it's like this twisted, disgusting movie. It's like disgusting, you know.
I'll have to
Um,
check it out.
yeah, really disgusting movie. Um, Now let's talk about your movie though, okay?
Okay.
Um, I'd have to say right off the bat, the interventionist is my favorite character. He's the funniest character of the whole movie. Like him
Okay.
and the person who's being interventioned or
Hmm.
whatever you know what I mean. Those were like genuine characters, but I feel like every character at least I remembered them.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
except for
that's
like
good.
news anchor number one. Like I mean, you know, but other than that, every
Sure.
character in the intervention was like,
Good, good.
I know all of
Yeah.
them.
Do
What
you
was your favorite to write or what?
well, I was gonna ask you, are you a fan of Christopher Guest movies, like those Waiting for Guffman, Best in Shows, or Mighty Wind, or he did that Mascots movie on Netflix?
I think I read
Because
about that on your website.
that's really what inspired us. And those, I think, really, I was just trying to up my game to the Christopher Guest level because he fleshes out such big 3D characters, and sometimes they feel broad and like caricatures, but then they get these moments of humanity, and that's what we were going for in this. Sorry to I digress a little bit there. Um,
No,
what was the
that's your
question?
inspiration. We gotta hear that. We
Yeah.
gotta hear that. So, what is EEK on film?
Econ Film, well, it started as we were doing plays, sketches, sketch comedy in 2009 at a theater called Gorilla Tango in Chicago off of like Damon and Milwaukee. I don't know if it's still there. They specialize a lot in burlesque, like funny, like, kind of raunchy shows. And, but we were doing sketch comedy, and then we segued into filmmaking. We shot our first feature at the Skokie location that they owned for a brief period. It was open to us. We had carte blanche to shoot a movie, and we wanted to make it about theater because it was at a theater. You need to use what you have when it
What was
comes to
that called? We
filmmaking.
Hate Theater or something?
I hate theater.
I Hate
Yeah,
Theater. Yeah,
yeah,
I saw that on your website. I was just yeah.
yeah. And that was based adapted from a play that we did, and it's about these dumb people putting on a show. They're supposed to be caricature versions, certainly not us, but these really dumb, ignorant versions of us trying to put on a really crass, stupid, like edgelordy sketch comedy show, and just falling flat on our asses as we should, and offending some people along the way. It's kind of an edgelordy comedy. We shot it in 2012. We released it 3 years later, and I think it shows its date. To be
Mm.
perfectly honest, so I think this intervention is the best we've done. I think villain certainly always have a place in my heart. I hate theater, you know, less so, but certainly has a place there as well.
Speaking of like movies that you shot like a while ago but released later, one that
Hmm.
came out this year was The Vast of Night. I don't know if you heard about that.
I think,
Shot in
yeah.
2016, released this year
Hmm.
because of hella like special effects and like it's a UFO movie about like set in New Mexico around like a
Hmm.
small town in the 50s. And so like, is there something where like you're sitting on a bunch of footage and you're just like stressed out for a minute and you just really
That's
can't do anything?
that's the reason. Like, I have no good excuse why the movie hasn't been released until now, and that's exactly like it was kind of overwhelming sitting on the hours and hours of footage because we shot continuously for 2 days, and then we did some pickups for like another 3 days. So we had hours of footage. It's intimidating. It's fun, but you have to kind of climb the mountain. And I didn't want to climb a mountain for years because things get in the way: depression, anxiety, life. And I'm ashamed to say that this movie should have come out earlier. But having said that, I don't know if it would have even got distribution in 2013 when we shot it. Like, this is now we have all these streaming services and new platforms to go through, you know?
Was it easy to distribute this film?
Yeah, actually, quite. I'm going to
Like
be
on
honest
your
with
own?
you.
Because is there a parent company ahead of everything, or is really just you running shit?
Yeah, we made the movie. We sat on the footage. I finally cut it together, and we said, let's get this out to as many people as possible. And then I found this one guy, and I do want to give a shout out. His name is Jay Horton. He is an indie filmmaker, and he makes a living off of the movies that he makes. And he's kind of a one-man band, although he does kind of have his crew. And I talked to him. I showed him the trailer. He said, "This is pro. This looks good." I said, "How do you get your movies out there?" And he makes these video series. You can subscribe to him on YouTube,
I'll
Jay
look it up right
Horton.
now.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's very helpful, and
What's
he
the
has a
name?
Patreon. Just J period space Horton, and
He's got
he
a
told me
Patreon.
he does, yeah. And I'm happy to say I'm a patron of his. I support him wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I have a
Um,
Patreon. It's actually pretty fun.
is it?
People underestimate community and shit. Like
Yeah, I'm
community
learning
is
that.
really fun. Like just in general, like the
Hmm.
show's good, but I'm talking about like just
Yeah, I just got into
interaction with
community
people
actually.
who care. Like
Yeah.
or show that like every now and then if somebody likes my Instagram, I post a lot of stuff to Instagram, just funny little videos about
Yeah.
Drake or something.
Hmm.
Or but if someone like continuously likes my photos, I'll end
Hmm.
up DMing them.
Yeah.
and I'll be like, what makes you want to like? I don't say in a threatening tone, like, what makes you want to like my videos? I'm just like, I'm just like,
Yeah.
how you doing? I see the consistent support, you know?
That's great. Like, and then I'm trying to do more of that, and I'm starting to see the people who are coming around more and more often. And yeah, I just don't want to be like a nuisance. There's the people like you who are like flattered and are cool with it, and then there's the people who like fuck off, dude. Like
They
just
don't want
like
support.
they don't want to be spammed, is what it feels
Okay.
like. And all I'm trying to do is get the movie out there, and I'm doing it in fun ways, but trying not to inundate. I try to do just one post a day on each platform. But
You got Twitter?
sometimes yep, Twitter and Instagram. Try to do just one or two a day. I don't try to inundate them, but like, you have to build that audience also. It's a tightrope act, isn't it? You want to stay engaged, but also you don't want to be like buzzing around their face too much, unless they really are into that. I don't know. You could probably
Yeah.
give me some pointers, on building a
I just
community.
like, I just have, I don't know, if I see something funny, like Drake has a new hairstyle that looks like Justin Bieber. I just said that it looks like Rihanna or
I saw
something.
that.
Dude, that was fucking hilarious.
It was funny.
But I'm
Uh,
obsessed with Drake, so like he can do that. But if it was like
you're a fan of Drake, or
I'm
you like to
obsessed,
make fun of Drake?
I both. I like to make fun of him a lot, but like
Mhm. It's cool. I never
but
got into
simultaneously I'm
Drake.
making fun of myself because of how much I act like I'm obsessed with him when really I'm just making
I
fun of him.
I gotcha.
It's like I'm
That's
playing a
funny.
role. It's like the I don't know if you've messed with Duncan Trussell, the podcaster,
Mm-mm.
but
Mm.
he'll like make fake QAnon videos where he
Like
supports QAnon,
conspiracy
but he
theory
hates
video.
it. He hates
Okay,
QAnon and hates like all the Trump supporters. Like he's like,
he's
I,
being ironic or
yeah,
satirical. Yeah,
and that's
that's
how I
great.
am with my Drake obsession because he's not really a good person. Like Drake's
Oh,
not really a good person.
no, like anecdotally, like people, there's stories about him and stuff.
I have footage of him and Odell Beckham jumping a waiter in the back of an alley in L.A.
Eesh.
and he stole like some rapper's flow on a song. He
Mm,
but like I love his
you
music
can't be
though.
doing that.
Like his music gets me like to do this. Like to do this in general.
Mm.
It gets me to do that. Like just to work out, just like hey, is there any music that really helps you get you going?
Oh gosh, I think I'm always embarrassed when people ask me what I listen to because I listen to like I'm still stuck in like 2004 if I'm being honest. I'm 32 going on 33 and I like man, I just bought the new Front Bottoms album, like indie punk. I like basically all the bands that are coming to Riot Fest in Chicago that were supposed to play last September and I'll play next September. I'm pretty much into. Like I'm a big Pup fan. Alkaline
Punk?
Trio. Yeah. Well,
You like the
Pup is the
dead?
band,
Well,
but punk is the genre, certainly. That's what they play. But
do
yeah.
you like the Dead Kennedys?
Yeah, like old school punk. Not
I
as
don't. I'm not like
much.
so versed in punk, but I like
Hmm.
late '70s, early '80s punk.
Okay.
Like
Cool.
like Descendants, Agent
Mhm.
Orange.
Maybe yeah, the Replacements. If
I haven't
I
heard
like
them.
the Replacements.
Somebody said the Germs. I think I listened to them once.
The Germs. Yeah, that's too punk for me. You see, like even like I'm not punk enough. A lot of punks would say like "fuck you, man, you're not punk enough." Like that's why I'm
I
like,
just like what do they call that? Like just surf punk from like I
mm,
like California punk. Like
yeah.
that's why I like Dead Kennedys is because like
Like I'm a unabashed Green Day fan. Like I don't care. Like their new stuff iffy, but like some of their stuff is great. I'm frankly,
when it hits, but when it misses.
yeah, yeah.
With
Uh,
Green Day.
yeah. I think their last album was kind of just last like three or four albums are just kind of meh. But
Yeah,
like,
I've heard other things about it.
yeah.
Yeah, so imagine you're just a casual fan. Like
Okay.
you don't know anything about the movie you just made. Or no, you know something about imagine you're a casual fan of the movie that
Mm-hmm.
you made, right? But you didn't
Mm-hmm.
make it. Like you're just some random guy around the country. And you want to convince your friends to watch this movie.
Okay.
What films would you compare to an intervention to your friends
Okay.
to get them to want to watch that movie? You know what I mean? Like if you're hanging out with the
Yeah.
buddies.
I'll play the guy and you play the friend, okay? In this scene. Ready?
why do I gotta watch this movie?
What? Come on, man! It's awesome. Like, did you even go to Amazon and check it out? Like, it's do you like Christopher Guest? Do you like Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show? Do you like The Office? Do you like
I
Parks and
love
Rec? Do
The
you like
Office.
Oh, well, who doesn't, right? Like, there's some characters who are kind of similar. Like, I'd say Marsha Hope, she's kind of like a Dwight in the movie. And, we got a Jim. Jim's kind of like the alcoholic in our movie. He does a lot of mugging to
Oh
the camera. But
yeah.
no, like, if you like the mock doc style, that comedy, that What We Do in the Shadows is another great example. The talking head interviews, the cool energy of the handheld and the guerrilla style. It's great. I don't know.
Let's watch it. End the scene. Okay.
Was I too much? Was that too hammy?
I guess, but like it was just like you made the movie obviously enthusiastic, but like with the whole mock doc stuff, this seems is the script nothing like the movie, or was it like
For us,
for you?
no script. Basically bullet points of how the day was gonna go. Like Kara, you play Marsha Hope. You're gonna show up at this house in Bolingbrook at 2 p.m. in character, and this is the context. And at 4 p.m. this needs to happen, and at 5 p.m. this is gonna happen. And you just improvise the dialogue, and we're just gonna shoot, and we're not even gonna cut unless we run out of memory or battery.
So I assume there has to be some established chemistry between you and the actors and actresses
Yeah, because we started in theater together, working on the stage, and
in
then
the
we
late
segued.
thousands.
Yeah,
Dude, I
exactly.
just said that.
I know. I was just thinking, like, can you imagine in the future, like, some kid like gives you shit, and he goes like, "Man, what were you born in the 1900s or something? Get the fuck out of here!" Like, that sounds weird.
Yeah, yeah, dude. So it seems as though if you didn't have that chemistry and you just like, I mean, I assume that a couple people were like maybe found off backstage, but I feel like some of them were maybe like a lot of them were like everybody worked well together. You know what I mean? Even though they had these massive differences in the film. You know what I mean? Like
It's
never
that's
looked awkward in sense of the story, but not in sense of like their performances. You know what I
you
mean?
can't predict that stuff. Like, at least you can do rehearsals, like, and a lot of filmmakers do, but ours was a very brief process, and I'm actually showing some of those clips on the Instagram, kind of trickling them out, the exercises that we did. But basically what I wanted to do is create that same atmosphere in the rehearsals. So, like, what I did was I created a context, like, my brother plays Greg and my sister-in-law plays Chelsea, the married couple who throws the intervention. And he makes funeral cakes, like cakes for funerals. And so what we did was, for the exercise, is I shot ahead of time a cooking video with him, and then we showed it to the cast, and in character they had to pretend to be a focus group and give their notes on what they thought of the video. Stuff like that, like stuff to really put you in the mindset of the characters.
It seemed like there's a lot of exercises routinely just to get them. Like it wasn't just like here's the script, let's go. Like it was just like let's hang out. Like let's like figure it out together.
There was certainly discussion back and forth, like, what do you think of this? Because what I do is I write a bio, and I'm doing that for this new movie I'm shooting as well. I'm gonna have another one out later this year, and it's the
I'm gonna
same
have to hear about that.
same format. As a matter of fact, I'm in intervention. I play one of the documentarians, and the cinematographer
So
Kevin
like you're the guy
Kirchner.
who is like saying stuff like
Yeah.
what about like or in the background.
Yeah, well, it's me and Kevin, actually. There's two of us. There's documentarian 1 and 2, and they like it really depends in the movie who is going to ask what. But we reprise those characters again in this new movie I'm shooting, so it's the same universe, the same
Dude, you know what I like
aesthetic.
to see though? Because I feel like the
Mhm.
best part, which has the documentary filmmakers in it, is
Mhm.
with the main character's sister,
The
the
with
political,
Marsha.
the
Yeah.
political woman. That was like I feel like she could have her own movie, the political, like her about her campaign or something.
That's
But like I want to
that's not
hear
a bad
though.
idea. That's
Yeah.
not, it's funny. Your favorite character pitched to me a spin-off where he like works at the rehabilitation center, and we follow him. And I don't know how depressing that would be, but it was an idea. It's something that we're flirting with, a spin-off
You should
with
do
Liam.
a cinematic universe about this. I mean, why not? But then again, I'm
Yeah.
not you, so but
No, I think it's like I think what we're both onto is you build that audience, you get them to love the production company, what we do, and then we build that universe so that we already have that audience built in, you know?
yeah, like, and I feel like the interventionist guy, dude. The did he was he really involved with? I mean, you're obviously talking about how like there's a lot of exercises that go into building character, but like, was he like? Did he come up with those weird like phone call conversations? Like, it's not porn. Like,
That was all him. That was all
oh,
him. All I said to him was, can we have you get a call from your wife? The context is that you suspect she's cheating and she keeps interrupting you while you're working. Now just go, you know? And we, off camera, one of us called him his phone and just let him answer and see what happens. You know, that's the fun of doing these kinds of movies. And I think for the actors too, you know, unpredictable.
dude, that's just I want to interview him, man. I want
Oh,
to,
Mike, I bet he'd be down for it. Seriously, I could set that up.
man.
But
Um,
his to go back, I'm sorry. He's had some dark periods in his life and he's learned some things and he brought that to his character. I'll just say that.
he was like the mediator. I mean, obviously that's his job, but like I just mess with
Mhm.
that whole concept of his character. But anyways, talk about what's next. The
Yeah.
movie that you mentioned you were working on something new. What is that?
The new one is called The Golden Apron. Tentatively, unless I don't know if there's, you got to look for like copyright infringement, but tentatively it's called The Golden Apron because that's the award at the end. It's a cooking competition. And basically, we follow the five chefs at their houses and places of business for the first half of the movie, and they cook their signature dish for me and Kevin, the documentarians, but also my brother, instead of Greg, he plays this weird European food judge who takes it all very serious. And we meet them at their houses. They cook the signatures, and then the third act is the big competition between the chefs, and we just see what happens. It's just something I love. It's a subculture that I really wanted to explore.
What cooking competitions?
Just
But you're
cooking
making
in
it into a
general.
dramatic feature, you know?
Comedy. It's gonna be like if you thought Intervention was funny, I think Golden Apron is just as funny. We're halfway through shooting and it's turning out really good. So,
I'm just saying, like, cooking competitions are usually shows, so you're making it like a feature. So, like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry,
that's
yeah.
what I meant by dramatic feature. I should have said comedy
Gotcha,
feature, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Words.
gotcha.
Ah. What's up with
Sorry.
that? What's up with words?
Yeah. Hashtag words.
Yeah.
Um.
Tell
Mhm.
So, is there anything you regret or wish you had done that you like anything with the filmmaking process that you wish you kind of did differently, or are you proud of everything?
No, I going back to I Hate Theater. I think that's the like. I wish I debuted with a completely different film. I wish we made something else, and I wish we released it when we shot it. That's something else back in 2012. But that's a lot of wishing. So, um, I think the content in that is some. I don't agree with a lot of it. I feel like that movie should come with a disclaimer. I feel like it will in the near future. Like that's
Did you
how
re-release it?
it is. It has a very small release. It's on Vimeo, and
What's up with
yeah.
that though? Like, I just know a lot of filmmakers. Like, I was a production assistant on this one film, and the
Hmm.
filmmaker was like, all his stuff is released on Vimeo. Like, why does everybody
Yeah.
want to release shit on Vimeo? That's a filmmaker. Like,
I'll
is
tell
there
you.
some subculture I don't know about? Like, tell me the reasons
Um,
why Vimeo is the greatest.
I think I could speak to that a little bit. It's how much memory you can fit on there. I mean, granted, on YouTube you can do 8-hour videos, but the compression on YouTube compared to Vimeo is shit. Like Vimeo
Quality
has a
wise,
really, yeah, very. That's why it's more of a filmmaker purist platform than YouTube, which is just kind of, let's say, video makers or that's not what YouTube's for anymore, is it? Like, what is YouTube for? I'm asking you. Like,
what is
it
YouTube
used
for?
to be. Yeah, it used to be
YouTube
for
is for
like
people who want to
everything.
discover new things.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Like
like about like the sub this sounds mean to myself and other content creators, but it's not about like the huge substance of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's about like creating, like for instance, in terms of new things being discovered. A rapper, MF Doom, died, and I was on Instagram and I found out that that Drake rapped over one of MF Doom's beats in like 2005, and I did a reaction video that's gonna release soon, where I was like reacting to the song and being like, "Oh shit, this is a great song." Okay, like Drake rapped over one of the greatest rappers of all time's beats, and but nobody really knew about it. So like I'm just like, I was thinking maybe someone who likes MF Doom and somebody likes Drake will watch that and be like, "Oh shit, like whoa." Like Drake, because like MF Doom's real underground and stuff. Like I don't know, it's just stuff like that. I'm not saying, and I have find more value in doing an interview than making those reaction videos, because interviews like connection. You know what I mean? It's like we're talking about like stuff. You know what I mean? But like, so you're saying Vimeo is more for like quality.
Yeah, like
shit.
for like if you were a cinematographer and you want to show a reel, you'd put
Demo
it on
reel,
Vimeo. Yeah, stuff like that. But there's certainly like, to me, like the reason I ask is because I know so much has changed over the years. Like before the filmmaking in 2010 to 2012, I didn't mention this. We did 3 seasons of a web series called Three Guys One Room.
Oh,
Yeah, I know it sounds wrong, like a gay porn, but it's not. It's just a weird dysfunctional sitcom about 3 guys who happen to live in the
where
same
is
room
this?
together. Oh, it's on YouTube. You can go. It's if you like, just literally search 3G1R. It's the most successful thing we've done, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a user. Do you know who Psychic Pebbles is? The animator. He does
No.
like raunchy cartoons, and he has like a strong following. When we first hit, he gave us a shout out, and his legion of fans, they just came flocking, and they ate up most of it. um so they gave us that push that we really needed.
You
But
should
yeah, Three
talk to
Guys
that
One Room.
guy, the animator, and be like, promote my fucking movie.
I don't want to be,
You don't want to be pushy with them.
it's hard to be like, for me, because I'm kind of an introvert. I'm a little shy. Even like doing this, I feel pretty comfortable, but like I don't
If I
like
make
to
you
be like
comfortable.
like watch the movie, watch the movie, watch the movie. It's like it gets kind of, I can see the other side of it and people being like, fuck off, dude, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think I can connect with you on that, like shyness to ask people for things. Like, I did an interview with like some guys in a rap group called Schema Posse. I've interviewed 2 rappers of the Posse. I interview a lot of rappers and I manage some. Anyways, so there's this legendary, like the creator of the group, Jay Green. He's introduced Wiz Khalifa to Juicy J. He knows like 3 6 Mafia, classic rappers, right? And I was like, I was like talking to Lil Zay. I was like, can you get me an interview with Jay Green? It was like a couple months after, and he was like, Jay won't want to do it. And like I was simultaneously like sad that I'm not getting a Jay Green interview, but happy that I asked. You know what I mean? But like I go like, because like what would I have been like if I never asked? Like what would I'd think about that at 2 a.m. in the morning.
That's a good point, and I, with even with Villain, I have my regrets of not putting it out as much as possible. So I guess I'd rather put it out as much as possible. So you got a point there. Yeah.
Yeah. So will we see DVDs for the movie ever?
Yeah, I just asked the distributor yesterday,
Who's the
actually. What's the
distributor?
Indie Rights? They're great. There was Jay Horton, who I mentioned, and he led me to Indie Rights. And it's a woman named Linda Nelson who co-runs the company, and we've been having some conversations. And anyway, we submitted the ISO, we submitted the cover art. We should be having a Blu-ray out within the coming weeks. She said to ask, she's been busy. She's a very busy woman, so like next week I'm supposed to follow up. But I'd say it's all there. I looked at it. It's a good looking Blu-ray. We will definitely have a physical copy.
I'm gonna order that, man. I'm gonna order that.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
I'm getting them paychecks.
Oh, you know what?
Anyway.
I'll send you one. How about that?
I'll do an unboxing.
Oh, cool. That'd be great.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it'll be a part of my vlog or something. Because I do a couple vlogs every now and then. Like this company once wanted me to do it little affiliate thing where I get like a coupon code, and it was for like this company that sells fake money.
Mm-hmm.
And so they sent me like they mailed me this giant package of like fake $100 bills, and they wanted me to do a video with it. And it was a weird video and stuff, like, but it was pretty fun to do. Like, I was like pranking people with the money and stuff.
Were you doing Mr. Beast stuff? Like, here, you get $100,000.
I should have, and I think I will.
And then they get pissed when they find out that you could. It's toilet paper, basically.
Yeah,
No,
dude, I want to do that. You're giving me horrible ideas, but I'm gonna go
I don't
up to
know.
I'm gonna
That
go to the
sounds kind of
YMCA.
mean.
I'm gonna go to the YMCA and be like, you just won $500,000.
Oh shit. Oh man.
I
Good
feel
luck
bad for
with
these
that.
people. These hypothetical people.
Yeah. Yeah. Things got dark.
So, speaking on like the whole gist of the movie, is it a critique on people who need to make people feel bad about themselves to boost their ego, or is it something else? More so, people with major different personality types finding a common ground on a tough subject. Which one of those two do you think is more accurate, or is it a mixture of both?
I'd say the former would probably be applied to Marsha's character, but the latter, everybody else, it's
Marsha being the ex.
no, Marsha being the sister, because
Oh yeah,
it sounds like what you're saying with the first point is you said people cutting them down to make them feel better about
yeah.
themselves. Yeah, that seems like a Marsha move. I think everything else, I don't know, I guess K. Paul, his motivations are selfish in that he wants to look good because he's accomplished everything else in his life.
Who?
That's the candy mogul guy.
Oh gosh.
So like there are selfish motivations, but I'd say it's more the second point you were saying.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I took away with it. Like, I was like writing down all the questions while watching it, and I was like, that huge paragraph that I just said, just blurted out, and I was like, so yeah, that's, if you haven't seen it, that's what you'll get out of it. Like, people underestimate getting things out of movies. Do you know what I mean? Like, right at the end, they take something away instead of like watching someone's skull be like ripped into 1,000 pieces. You know what I mean? I love watching that.
I think,
but like,
hey, who doesn't?
Yeah.
I think what makes it easier to promote these things, honestly, is when they do have a universal message like that, and it's not just fart jokes or heads blowing up or the shallow stuff you'd find in a genre picture.
Mm-hmm. Heads blowing off is nice, though. The end scene of Kingsman. You know what I mean?
Cool. The first Kingsman is great. I can't shit on that movie.
Have you
The
seen
second one,
though? Come on,
yeah.
Dude. Come on, man.
Like...
The second one was good, but like, I mean, I know the first one is not as. I mean, the first one's better, obviously, because like the church scene, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'll have to watch the second again because I only saw it once and I compared it a lot to one, which I loved, and I was like, this just ain't cutting it for me. But I don't know.
So they're gonna have another Kingsman third one that is gonna be like the end of the Eggsy and Colin Firth character relationship, like, duo thing, but they're doing the prequel movie this year.
Yeah,
the King's Man,
the King's Man, which is a little confusing if you're like a typical, a passing by fan. If you're not in it,
Like, is that tied to Kingsman? I don't know. I'm not gonna see it.
They're re-releasing Kingsman again.
Yeah.
But no, I saw that preview. It looks decent.
I feel like I like. I've been starting to tap into like World War I movies. Like, I was trying to watch Paths of Glory, like that. I really wanted to check that one out because
Kubrick.
Like I've seen all the Kubrick movies post Strangelove.
Okay.
Just like a majority of the population, probably. Like, who wants to go check out Lolita?
Yeah.
I feel like people will like say like, "Oh, you watched Lolita?"
Right now, the FBI is now coming to your house. Yeah, no.
You got agents outside your house because you watched Lolita once. You got caught talking about Lolita at work. So somebody came up to me, saw me wearing a Clockwork Orange shirt, and they're like, "Oh, that's directed by Kubrick. He directed Paths of Glory, one of the great anti-war films." And I was like, "Thank you, old man." But now I really want to check it out because Full Metal Jacket's an anti-war movie.
Yeah, yeah, it absolutely is. And it's such a weird. I love how schizophrenic the movie is. It's training, and then we're in it. You know, that's war, baby, right? I think that's what Kubrick's trying to tell us.
Yeah, it's like what was it when the shit hits the fan? I forget the rest. It was some lyric. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyways, but yeah, it's supposed to like you heard of the rap group NWA probably. I feel like
Hmm.
everybody has. But anyways, one of the members, MC something, one of the members that's not the most famous of the three, saw Full Metal Jacket in theaters and was like, I don't want to go to the military anymore because he was like applying to go to the Marines. And I'm like, I'm not anti-military, but like, I feel like Vietnam War is the best type of war genre, a war type of war movie because it
Movie.
really is like it's about a war that really shouldn't happen.
Yeah, a lot of the themes of all those movies is like, what the hell are we doing here? And pretty much all war movies, but like that one particularly.
But like
Yeah.
at least after watching Dunkirk, it's like we're out.
You
We're
like
out.
Dunkirk? You enjoyed that movie?
Did you not?
Um, I thought
Keep
it
it
was pretty
beam with
good.
me. Keep it a beam with me.
I thought it was well, I liked it better than Tenet, I'll say that.
I disagree with you,
That's fine. Did
but
you like Tenet too?
yeah, but I think that Nolan, he's done better than both Tenet and Dunkirk. I think
Agreed.
Interstellar is his like greatest creation. Is that a hot take for you, or do you like
Uh,
Interstellar?
I've heard that take before, so it's not hot to me, but I disagree. I didn't it didn't click with me. So I'm now for me for the last three Nolan movies. What did he do before Interstellar? He did Dark Knight Rises, which I did not like. So like his last three or four movies, I'm not a fan of. And I that sounds like a real fucking douchey thing to say. So I'm sorry to everybody out there, the film lovers, but I guess Dunkirk I like the most out of those. I like the intensity. I like the intercutting between the different timelines. I thought that was really unique, and he always finds a really cool hook, and I really wanted to love Tenet because of that hook. It's just the movie. I hate to say it, like Inception, it holds your hand. In Tenet, they say you're on your own, bro. I kind of needed my hand held a little bit.
mm. Mm.
I'm willing to admit that. Like some people, they're like they'll what they need to do is they need to find like a video like a afterwards, and then once the video breaks it down, they go,
Oh, I've
"Oh, it's
stopped that a
brilliant."
year. I stopped that years ago.
Okay,
Watching
good.
them.
You should just take a movie as it is, like the whole Star Wars thing. Like,
Oh
and
fuck.
this is a whole other thing. But like, you have to really like understand the whole story. You have to read the comics. You have to like, there's other canon and stuff. If you can't base a movie just solely on what it is, I feel like points off.
Star Wars
Like,
is really the only one where I want to do that. Like I
mhm,
mess with DC and I mess with Marvel
mhm.
and X-Men, but like Star Wars is the only one where I genuinely want to spend my time
Like
reading
between
up on
the
the lore because like, I
and
have huge amount of like I have an unnecessary amount of Star Wars stuff in my life. You know what I mean? Like
so
physically.
you're a fan of all of them.
Let me see. Oh my God, I don't got anything Star Wars here, but I have like a BB-8 like
Hmm.
giant BB-8 where I like built every piece. You know what I mean? Like it's like this tall
So yeah, your
out of
fandom is
Lego.
powerful.
Yeah, and I have like a
Yeah.
giant Star Destroyer right there. Really
Mm.
unnecessary amount of shit, you know. But
I guess we're going down a path here, but what I was saying is like Tenet, like if I need to supplemental material to go with my movie to appreciate it, then I get points off for the movie itself. We should have given that material within the movie, the context of the film itself. But
but
that's
like
just
I
me.
like the reason besides that like I just think that it was like cool to see because I hadn't seen anything like it. The fucking people, one people goes forward, one people goes backward.
Yeah.
Like what? Like never
Yeah.
seen that before in a movie. So like that's and also there's barely any movies released this year,
Mm.
and that was the first movie I ever saw in theaters this year. Like not in the whole year, but after the lockdown. That was the
Yeah.
first movie I'd ever seen in theaters after that. And then after Tenet, like I saw a couple other movies, like The Last Shift was a really good
Mm.
film that came out this year in theaters that I really liked.
Mhm.
But this year, dude, I don't even want to check Box Office Mojo anymore. I used to, like, every day.
Mhm.
It'd be like, it's the 67th day that Uncut Gems is released. How many people went and saw it today? Like, I'd be like waking up at 6 a.m., and I just check it and I'd be like, oh my gosh, they didn't put it out in 6 a.m. But
Uh,
yeah.
we used to do contests, me and Kevin, who helped shoot the movie. We used to do box office prediction contests and be
Ooh.
like, who's going to come out number one? And then over the weekend, and the wager would be Blu-rays, so we'd keep it kind of on brand. We did that for a little while, but then we stopped. It was fun, you know. But why
Mm.
would you want to do it now? It's weird. Like the box office is a whole other beast
Not until
now.
like 2 to 3 years from now or something. They should have a digital box office where like it's like
Mm,
digital counts the amount of money a digital movie makes.
that's a
Um,
good idea.
I'll set that up. Uh,
All
nah,
right.
maybe if I get
I'll
if I
I'll
get the
throw in a
bread.
few bucks to the Indiegogo. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get my website designer and all that. Anyways, who is involved with the 90 under 90 podcast, and what is that?
That is my brother's baby, basically. I'm in every episode. I am the co-host, but there would be no 90 under 90 podcast without him because he is the webmaster. He records it. He books all the guests, and he's the one who has the little studio in his house in the basement that we record in when we can get together physically. Lately, it's all been Zoom like this, but
Eh,
it's a movie podcast, me and my brother. And basically, we just discuss any movie that runs under 90 minutes, sometimes exactly 90 minutes. Sometimes we bend the rules, but we try to keep it on brand, like 89 minutes or lower. And we did Jerry Seinfeld Comedian. We did The Ladies Man, that SNL movie.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then, we have a whole bunch. My favorite is the Yours, Mine, and Ours episode, that kids movie from like 2006 with like Dennis Quaid and Rene Russo. That was a fun episode to just kind of shit all over that
What was
movie
your
and
favorite
just kind
episode that you've done?
that would be that one probably. The Yours, Mine, and Ours one.
Mm. I'm looking at your like Twitter right now to see if I can find a
Oh,
link to it.
that
Uh,
was yeah, that was probably like 30 episodes ago.
No, I'm
We
just
did
trying to look it up.
re-release it.
Is it on? Do you have a Twitter account for it?
Yeah, yeah. I believe it's at 90 under 90 or at 90 under 90 podcast.
Okay, I found it. Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty, that's cool. I
All
keep
right.
that tab open for later.
Great.
Same with the Jay
Great.
Horton.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think
I'm
I
sure
could
he'd
learn. Do you think
appreciate
I could
that.
learn a lot from Jay Horton because I write shit myself?
Yeah, absolutely. You're a filmmaker.
That's
Is
what I
that
wanted to do before I did anything I'm doing right now.
yeah, I would say like even you should hit up Jay Horton's YouTube, watch all of his videos, but also when you're ready and you have a film made and it's ready to go to Indie Rights because you can just submit it right there to their website and then they'll look at it and let you know if they got your back, if they're gonna distribute it. And that's exactly what
So
happened with
if they
us.
like it,
Yeah. Like, I mean, if it has a certain standard, I guess, but you saw how rough intervention is around the edges. Let's make no mistake about it. There's no lighting, professional lighting in that movie. It's just cinema verite. It's documentary style. And granted, that is the genre, but they support homegrown indie movies more than I've ever seen. And they give you a shot to actually get distribution,
what's
which
that
I've,
called again?
indie rights. It's like a green logo.
All right.
Yeah, dude, check it out. Hit them up if you have a feature ready to go, because they'll help you out.
Shouts out to Indie Right. Sounds like they're very
Hmm.
responsive to indie filmmakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I interviewed this one filmmaker the other week. Michael Matteo Rossi. I don't know if you heard of him.
What film did he do?
Chase, The Shadows, The Handler,
I
Misogynist.
I think I saw that episode in your feed, and I believe I follow that film.
Where did I find you from? I don't even know where I found you from.
I just, what I did was I just started liking anybody who what you do is you find a tag, and then you find people discussing the tag or like the hashtag, and then you like their stuff and you get the conversation
Yeah,
going.
what
So I
hashtag
think we
was
hit
that?
you up. Probably we use hashtag filmmaking, hashtag support indie film,
Yeah, that's probably
hashtag
what I found you from. But
yeah.
yeah, dude, after I found you, I found like who you followed, and I
Mm-hmm.
hit up like a bunch of sites for movies and stuff. Okay, so when this is released, right? But in a couple months, you're probably gonna start a new page for one of your new movies, right? New Insta page, or you just can maybe change the title of this account or something. I don't know what you're gonna do, but like,
That's a
where
good
can people
question.
find you? Where can people find you? That's not an intervention movie
uh
on social media.
Well, that's a little bit tricky, and I can elaborate on that. We had a YouTube channel, EEK Online. You can find that has all of our short films, some of our live sketch comedy. Here's the thing, I think it got hacked, and I can't access it. I tried to contact YouTube, tried to contact Google. I think somebody changed the pass and the email associated with the account, and it's an old account that we hadn't accessed in years. So I
Mm.
think it might be lost, and we have to start over. Hence the intervention YouTube and not the Econ Film having intervention materials on it. So
I'm
to
interested to
answer your
like
question, we have to start over basically
with a new movie.
with a basic. I guess we'd have to make a production company YouTube after this movie so that we have that
Who is
one
we?
base. EEK, and that stands for Eden Kirchman. That's myself, my brother, and Kevin Kirchman, the documentarian, the other camera guy, and Greg in the movie.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we just have to start
So
over.
y'all are like the three producers, like similar how like George Miller had. What do you have? George,
George
the
Miller.
Mad Max guy.
Yeah,
Um,
George Miller. I don't. He had like two guys that he worked with. I don't know.
three, but like two, maybe I don't know. But let me find. He had like a whole. Yeah, I'm just trying to find it because I really mess with George Miller's movies. I haven't seen Happy Feet and I don't want to. Um, Kennedy Miller Mitchell.
Okay.
That's what it was, but it was originally Kennedy Miller. But dude, shout out to George Miller. I want a new Fury Road or Mad Max movie. You know what I mean? And he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
he's doing some lawsuit with Warner Brothers because like I expected more royalties from the movie or whatever. Like we get it,
Yeah.
bro. You want money? Like
He's
maybe if you
he's
make a new
getting up
movie, you'll
there
make more money.
though.
What?
He's gotta make a movie. He's getting up there. He's like 80.
I feel like he's gonna end up. Oh snap! Furiosa
Prequel,
is
right?
is announced for 2023.
With Anya Taylor-Joy.
What was she in?
She's in New Mutants as the Russian girl, and she's also in The Witch. She's awesome, frankly.
I just saw her in something this year.
The Queen's what's that? The chess one.
Yeah, but I didn't watch that.
Okay,
Yeah.
neither did I. Yeah. Peaky Blinders. She's in the latest season of that. She's in a lot of stuff. She's
What's up
cool.
with people obsessing over Cillian Murphy? Never got it.
Oh, I like him. You don't like him?
No, I like him. He's cool, but like, it's like Timothy Chalamet. It's really unhealthy.
He looks like he could use a meal, and he looks a little pale.
Okay, so she was in Split.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. And
That
then
was the first I'd
Glass,
seen from her.
unfortunately.
Oh, this is my favorite of hers. Playmobil the movie.
Playmobil.
I'm jagging. I never seen that. I don't plan on it.
I hadn't heard of that one.
Oh, so what else? Emma. That's what I want to see as
Yeah,
well. I was really
I
looking
watched
forward to
Emma.
that.
It was okay. If you like that Jane Austen kind of language, that sort of dialogue, that
British shit.
dialogue is swordplay, period piece British shit.
Just British,
Yeah.
like, I'm a quirky British person. Wait.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm befuddled.
I'm befuddled that I walked in on this orgy. Oopsie. Just something like that. Um, What do you, when writing the movie, what did you put emphasis on? You didn't write a movie. You didn't write this. When doing the bullet points, what did you put emphasis on with each bullet point? Like, what were you like? Were the bullet points ever changed? Was it just like here Was it like start to finish the same bullet points as you wrote it?
I think it was easy to come up with one plan and stick with it because the structure of most interventions is usually just one way, which is you get the guy to sit down, you get everybody together, they read their letters, and you give them a chance to speak. Essentially, there's more to it than that, but I knew that that was the meat of it. So I knew so think of that as like kind of like the base, and then all those character moments had to be kind of wrapped around it, like the phone calls or Kate coming out in the backyard, spoilers, um, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Nothing, not much changed in the process. It's just this is how the day's going to go. It's going to be an intervention. At this point, you're going to come in. At this point, this is going to happen, and that's pretty much it.
Because it is, it's, interventions are done in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Aliens not done in real life.
right.
So like,
I mean, not that we know of.
Yeah.
I mean,
I believe, I've heard theories that there's a secret space program and they've already been to Mars. But
they found UFOs in 2020 apparently. No, I don't. Do you believe that?
I don't know what I believe. I believe there's just too many people on this earth. Let's get rid of them.
Hashtag Thanos was right.
Yeah,
Just
that's
kidding.
good. I mean, I don't know if I'm kidding. Anyways, this I don't know if I like this question. I want to keep it. I'm gonna be honest. Since this film is about substance abuse on some aspects, do you have any political views on illegal substances you'd care to share? If you don't care to share, be silent.
Well, sure. I mean, um, you're asking me what my stance is on substances. I think everything's fine within reason as long as it's not the really hard, deadly stuff. Smoke some weed, drink some booze, but do it within reason. Handle your high, as they say. If you can't, then I hate to say it, but you probably have no business dealing with that stuff. But if you have control, here's the thing: the movie's dedicated to a woman named Tammy Galloway. That's my mom. She died due to alcoholism. So I have that experience. I've been on the peripheral of it, and I choose not to buy into it. Sometimes I'll drink like once every few months, but it's not my thing. So my stance is I'm anti-alcohol. But hey, if you want to go out, have a good time with your friends, do it. Just don't die. That's it.
Mm. Okay, that was a good answer. I don't want somebody to be like, "Fuck yeah, that's a stupid question." You know what I mean?
No, I like the question. I think
Okay.
it's important too with this movie.
Yeah. So I feel like this is a good like sort of finisher. Okay.
Sure.
Do you want this to like blow up, or would you prefer a cult following?
That is a good question. You know, I told Jer and Kevin, the E and the K and Eek, that I'm not really looking for much money, but I am looking for an audience in exchange for that. And if it is a devout cult audience who is going to stick with us till the next one and the next one, so be it. That'd be great because we don't even have that, to be honest with you, right now. I mean, I don't know, a few dozen really, really devout fans over the years, but we're still building. We still have building to do. I'm being honest. So yeah, I don't need it to be Tenet, you know.
Yeah. Well, it'd be yeah. Like, have you ever gotten in contact though with like somebody that's like slightly big in terms of the actor sphere to be a part of
Mm,
like anything you've done?
can't say that I really have. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Would I
Anybody that
consider it? Maybe, but like cold calling a celebrity like on Twitter and being like, "Can you be in the movie?" is one thing. Going through the proper channels is another, and I don't have the proper channels.
yeah. Um. So like, what if the Golden Apron? That's the next movie, right?
Yeah.
Who from this movie would you like to be in that movie?
I can answer that. Marcia, played by Kara Brinkman, the sister, the politician
Sister?
in the movie.
Yeah.
She gets to actually be a nice character in Golden Apron. She's one of the chefs in the movie, so
Okay.
she's a carryover. But it was really important that I worked with a brand new ensemble for the most part for the Golden Apron. So you're going to find like 5 or 6 new faces who are equally as talented as the faces you'll see in Intervention. And then the plan with the next movie is to combine those two ensembles for something special.
A trilogy of EEK films. There will
Yes,
be a
sir.
box set released. EEK
All
film
the
trilogy.
all the documentarian trilogy where it's me and Kev as the two camera guys. Yep. That's
Yeah,
the plan. Yep.
the docu trilogy. Dude, that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna buy that box set.
I'm telling you, Golden Apron's going to be great, and I think this movie turned out really well. I think Golden Apron's turning out better. So I think, like, I don't want to hype it up too much, but there it is.
Yeah, yeah. So where I know where to watch it, but for the listener and viewer, because this is
Mhm.
YouTube, but also
Hey,
Spotify, where can you
okay.
see the movie?
You can go to the only place to watch it is Amazon right now. If you have the app, you can add it to your watch list. You just search An space intervention. It's important that you put An intervention because there's another indie movie called The Intervention, and then there's the show Intervention. So we're An intervention, and you'll find it there. You could rent it, you could buy it, but between you and me and the listeners and the viewers, it's going to be on Prime very soon, within the next week if you guys want to wait another week to watch it for free. But if you want to shell out a few bucks, and I know I'm shooting myself in the foot, but you know what? This is the season still of giving. And I think it'll be on Prime very soon. And when it comes on there, you should watch it for free. Definitely review it on Amazon at IMDb because we were talking about algorithms and stuff. Like that stuff's so important
You know
to
what you
the
should do
algorithms.
though, which I
Hmm.
saw that it wasn't on Letterboxd.
I am on there
And interventions
personally.
on there,
Well, Dan Eden's on there with a bunch of intervention iconography, and the link to the Amazon to watch it is on there as well.
but
You can
like
here. Let me give you my handle.
shit,
I
because I
think
have
it's
a
Dan
really.
Eek. Let me
Uh,
just be sure.
I'm gonna do this right now
I think it's Dan Eek.
because I wanna
Yep.
add it to the log.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be great. I try to. I haven't been doing it lately because of this intervention stuff, but I try to do at least 25 titles a month, maybe
Yeah.
15.
So
I
what's
don't
your
know.
account on there?
Dan Eek. Dan EEK.
EEK. Um, Danny 3. Oh, it's actually. I found one that's just Dan Eden, but I don't know if it's.
I think that does it have the intervention
Yeah, on that
picture?
profile. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one
You got 1,295 films on there.
that I logged. Yeah. How do you have that many?
I probably have around like a couple hundred.
Well,
Because I
I'll
just
follow
started like
you.
early this year.
It's fun, isn't it? It's cool.
Yeah. I just hope that people don't look for to me like write my entire paragraphs on it because like I review movies on my channel. So like I
Hmm.
hope that they'd be like, if you want to see
You
like the full thoughts, go to my other
do that
podcast.
because I that's what I do on Letterboxd. So sometimes I'll do a full one, and then hey, ladies, man, if you want my full thoughts, go to 90 under 90. That's what I do.
If there's a lot, if I have a really lot to say, like an uncut gems, I'll write a whole paragraph about it just because
Hmm.
you know what I mean. Because it's a great movie. Or like if I let me think what else this year that I really wanted to write a lot about on Letterboxd besides good movie. Is the last shift. It was like about fast food. It was like a young fast food worker who's like coming out of prison, and it's like this young fast food worker. He come out of prison, right, and he gets hired to work at like a chicken shop. But
Hmm.
the he gets trained by like a older gentleman who's been working at the fast food place for like 30 years or something
Okay.
like that, and he's like in his late, like he's really old guy. And like the old guy's real, like they're really different.
Hmm.
Hold on, like the old guy
Oh,
has
it's
the
got Richard Jenkins from Shape of Water. He's great.
Yeah, but
And
the old guy, like, he doesn't have like responsibility in his life,
hmm
and he's trying to teach responsibility to someone who like is trying to learn his place in the world and stuff like that. Now
hmm
it's kind of coming of age, but and
sounds
also
cool.
the main character is sort of like a journalist writer type of character. So like I like those type of characters in movies.
hmm
Like,
That sounds cool. I
did you
will
like
definitely check it out.
is there a reason why you made the main character like a journalist or a writer? Is because you like connect with that in a some
Yeah.
way?
Yeah, I think I wanted him to be a creative type. I want him to be look the kind of introvert who kind of looks inward and the shy, quiet type. And when I think of those people, I think of writers, you know.
Yeah.
So
What up,
I
doggy? Or that's a cat.
that's my cat. Yeah,
Yeah, shit. I
it's
just
it's time to feed him actually because it's 9 here.
okay.
You're on the East Coast. Where are you at?
It's 10. I'm on the East Coast in Delaware.
Oh, okay, cool.
Um,
We're in Chicago. I'm just 6 miles out of the city of Chicago. So
okay. Who's in the background? I don't know.
that is you remember Kat from the film? That's Katie Binkley. That's my girlfriend. She's the candy guy's wife in the film.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
who gets caught with Fire Tank Frank.
Dude, Fire
That's
Tank Frank though. Shouts out to Fire Tank Frank. The blue collar.
yes, the
His
the
collar's very
common
blue.
man. Yeah,
The common
he was
man.
great. He never did any acting like before that, really. Surprisingly, Ryan O'Hara. And then we brought him on, and he just killed it. I think everybody loves him in that movie. I love him in it.
He's up there in my favorite characters. I would say top 3 characters is um the interventionist, the main alcoholic, and then Fire Tank Frank.
Cool, I like it. So you got
Yeah.
Liam, Henry, and Frank. That's a good trio right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we covered all we gotta cover.
Yeah,
I'd love to check out everything that we got ready for me to check out. You gave me a lot of links, but also information about how everything was made and stuff, and I'm hyped. I feel like if you want to see something, like if you're just like a casual viewer and want to see something cool, like if you really like The Office and Parks and Recreation, like this has a good audience, and I feel like a lot of people like could mess with this or watch it with like their family. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah,
enjoy it. It's not like completely a family movie, but like
sure.
you can watch
If you
it
got a
with like
cool
couple people.
family, you could watch it with your family.
Like if you're like
certainly.
an older, like if you're like a teenager that's older, you can watch it with your parents.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And thank you for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, man. This was great. It was good conversation.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, man.
It'll probably be released around Friday the 8th or something.
Okay, I'll make some posts about it in on Instagram and Twitter and stuff ahead of time, and it'll be good. So Friday.
Friday it'll be released.
All right.
I'll
I
tell
will
you-
mark my calendar.
I'll tell you when I start recording. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.